Scott Ayakatubby taking on the Kings of the Beach, Karch Karai and Ken Steffes. Karai and Steffes have already beaten Ayakatubby and Johnson once, so if Ak and Johnson want to win the tournament, they have to win a game to 15 and then one double final game to 7 points.
As you mentioned, they met in the finals of the winners bracket, and very, very close until the very end. And Scott Ayakatubby and Adam Johnson had chances and we're putting some pressure on Ken Steffes towards the end. There you get a look at our two officials. Jim Leonard going up top, and George Carey going to be down below our umpire. There's Jim Leonard, considered the best on the beach. And Mr. George Carey was a tournament director a couple of years ago, now working as an umpire.
So we're just about set and ready. Karai and Steffes, 7 out of 8. They've won 2 in a row, including the prestigious Killaloop Manhattan Open 2 weeks ago. There was an off week for the AVP last year. Karai and Steffes have won 11, including the Evian Indoor. Stokos and Lewis won. Smith Stokos won. Dodd and Hovland in Phoenix, and Johnson and Vandeweghe a couple of months ago in San Antonio, Texas. So the tour has belonged to the man in the pink hat, Karch Karai, and his 25-year-old trash-talking partner, Ken Steffes. Of course, Steffes doesn't talk much trash on the court. Most of his yakking is done to the press. And Steffes will serve first. There he is, wearing the white hat and the gray tank. Big and strong, out of UCLA, recently graduated. A graduate in economics at UCLA.
Standing at the line,
still sporting the Band-Aid covering the scar. If you follow professional beach volleyball, you know he got that playing paintball when he slipped in a ravine. He was chasing some guy trying to shoot a paint pellet at him, slipped and fell and cut his face. He's got to wear that the rest of the summer. Adam Johnson thunders it through. Johnson and Ayakatubby, no shirts. AJ with a black visor. He will serve first. Ak at the net in the permanent Prince. Third final this season, 2nd in a row. Interestingly, dumping Brooke Vandeweghe after finishing 2nd to Karch and Kent at Manhattan. Good-looking jump serve right off the bat. Ak tried to yak it. And Steffes puts it away. Boy, good energy early.
Well, Ken Steffes and Karch Karai very well rested, and Adam Johnson and his new partner, Scott Ayakatubby, in spite of the fact that they've played one extra game, you know, have played solidly throughout the course of this tournament. And it's, you know, the big opportunity, particularly for Scott Ayakatubby. He has been through a long road back into a high level of competition. Slowly moved up the rankings, and now he's got a partner that I'm sure he's confident he can win with. And he got into the finals earlier with Tim Hovland.
Ayakatubby is 28 years old. He's won 3 times on the professional tour. Santa Cruz, the Calgary Indoor in 1987. His last win, 1990 in Fort Worth, Texas. So Ayakatubby and Johnson have become the crowd favorites early.
That's the story right there. Ayakatubby and Johnson, if they're going to win, they have to score 5 points, I think, directly from aces. And Chris, the wind has changed directions. It's blowing right now into Scott Ayakatubby's face. They're clearly on the good side.
Pretty nice serve by Ak. Here comes Karch. And Johnson stuffs him. 2-0.
I was kidding with Adam Johnson about blocking a few balls in the interview, and he took it pretty well, but I guess he's not kidding now.
And quickly, a sand timeout called by Karai and Steffes. If there's been a criticism of Karai and Steffes, it's their gamesmanship and their field generalship. As Paul was talking about the wind coming from a different direction. What direction do you suppose that is now?
Well, let's see. We're looking out at the Atlantic instead of the Pacific, so that means it's coming from the north.
Yeah, north, whatever that is over
whatever
there.
That is
kind of turned around because we're from California, and everything seems backwards back here. Ayakatubby serving 2-0. Ak and AJ trying to win for the first time ever together. Off his head, the save. Johnson looking to put away point number 3. Yes.
Johnson looks like he's been going to blocking clinics.
Looks like a young Paul Sunderland block.
Absolutely. Look at him, perfect form, getting way down, jumping high, and having a big impact with his blocking. Does this take pressure off Scott Ayakatubby or what?
Yes.
Look at that. Shades of Manhattan Beach for Adam Johnson, but with another partner. Jump serving so tough. And Kirayan Steffes taking a full timeout.
Out 4-0. Ayakatubby serving, whaling it. Johnson blocking. Karch. And Karch pumps one through. Kirayan Steffes, as they have done in a number of tournaments this year, come out cold to start the final.
Well, they shouldn't be. A very experienced team. They've been in so many finals over the last couple of years. Kent Steffes now just turned 25 years of age, and as you mentioned, a recent graduate of UCLA. Big and getting stronger all the time.
And just to clarify that graphic, 33rd final in the last 38 tournaments. He and Karch have won 35 tournaments together. 2 in 90, 6 in 91, 16 last year, and 11 so far here in 93. AJ. Of course, if you follow our coverage of professional beach volleyball, you watched at Manhattan, Adam Johnson hitting pink-hatted Karch Kiraly right in the head. KK now 32, 70 wins, third all-time. Great play. Trying to save a point here. Johnson, and Karch is there, looking for one himself. KK dink, score!
Very important point. Get one on the board from the bad side and break the hot streak of Scott Ayakatubby and Adam Johnson for the 4-1 side change. Kent Steffes blocking. This was the key to the rally right there. Unbelievable reaction by Kent Steffes to keep the ball alive. And then the loopy here, and Karch is all over that. If we had gone for the 5-0 side change, Kirayan Steffes would have been in big trouble, but at 4-1, they at least have gotten a breath of life.
Some of the other finishers here in Cape Cod. Third place, Tim Hovland, Brooke Vandeweghe. A very good tournament for them. How about in fourth place, St. John Smith and Ricky Luty's playing well together. In fifth place, Brian Lewis and Randy Stokos back after a couple of weeks. Randy Stokos is healthy once again after that golfing injury. Brent Frohoff and Mike Whitmarsh also finished in fifth place. Steve Timmons, John Hanley playing together for the first time, got a 7th. Eduardo Anginho, Jose Loyola, they moved into a new place, bought a new car, but only finished 7th. They'll have to do better next week to make the payments. Troy Tanner, Eric Wirtz, 9th. Leif Hansen, Bill Bouillon, the Beef, they get 9th. Mike Mataraki and Kevin Waterbury, what a great finish for them, Paul. A real breakthrough for both those young players.
Well, Mike Mataraki's about 6'8" and he's got some pretty good skills. And Kevin Waterbury, a fiery young player. That was a nice finish for them. In our last look, Dan Brabolovich and Matt Sonicson also in 9th position. But there were some fabulous games this weekend, Chris, in the losers bracket. St. John Smith and Ricky Luty's beat Randy Stokos and Brian Lewis 15-14. And in another match, Frohoff and Whitmarsh beat Anginho and Loyola 16-14. They were just great games going all the way around. Enjoying the action and a bit of ice cream, Jennifer Johnson, wife of AJ.
First grade teacher in Laguna Niguel, California. She has written 4 children's books, which she has illustrated, and she is hoping to publish them a little later in the fall, and a very strong supporter of her husband, Adam Johnson, and she's got an injured shoulder, Paul. What about that?
Well, AJ's playing such good defense because she's hammering balls at him all the time. You notice she was clapping with one hand and one thigh. She wasn't going to put that yogurt down to give her husband both hands, but I'll tell you, he wins this match, she'll be there.
Adam Johnson, a great career at USC. He was the 1986 NCAA Player of the Year, and SC didn't even win the championship. Give you an idea of the year he had. 4-1 is our score. Karch and Kent, the Kings of the Beach, trailing Johnson. And Johnson was there a touch? No, out of bounds. Hitting error by Johnson. And now it is 4-2.
You gotta be able to hear that.
2 points in a row for Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes, and they were down and out early in this match.
And now they're on the good side, wind in their face, sun at their back. Karch serving.
And serving harder. Getting the range.
Right to Karch, looking for a point.
Come on, Adam, you got it.
Adam has it. Great set. And the put away.
AJ, get into that ball with both hands. Super play. The one-hander here, and Ack is just exhorting Adam Johnson to get after that ball the entire way and just bombs it. Great bump set over his head by Adam Johnson, but followed up with the unforced service error.
Oh, Ayakatubby goes into the net. And here comes Kent Steffes. 47 wins, He's won $935,000 in his career, $191,000 of it this year. He and Karch are so far ahead in money earnings, it's not funny. And Ayakatubby sizzles one cross court. Side out. Too hot to handle for Steffes that time. Now Johnson will serve. Adam Johnson recently moved into a new house in the Highland community. He kind of lives near Karch. 4-bedroom, 2,600 square feet, 180-degree ocean view. Gotta love that.
Over. Out.
And that's out of bounds. Good shot by Steffes.
And very close to Capo Beach, where a lot of the top players train. Really 3 or 4 main centers. Capo Beach, a little bit in San Diego, but not so much anymore since Pat Powers has been injured. And then, of course, up to Hermosa and Marine in the South Bay area of Los Angeles, and State Beach upwards towards Santa Monica.
Ball spiked out of bounds on the jump serve by Karai. And now Scott Ayakatubby will put the ball in play. Ayakatubby, born September 11th, 1964, told me the other night at dinner, I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo side. If your kid comes, oh, he aces down the middle. So Scott Ayakatubby whips one up, 5-2. We're taking a quick timeout. We'll be right back. The stunt. I'm Chris Marlowe. My partner is Paul Sunderland. Kings of the Beach. Steffes can't convert in another point. Ayakatubby and Johnson have come out on fire. They led 4-0. Karch and Kent got a couple of points to make it 4-2, but now it's 6-2.
Now on the bad side, but Ayakatubby continues to serve very tough. Serving Karch and getting some points off him. Adam Johnson blocking well against him.
And that time Karch just guiding the ball over the top.
Not sure Karch is quite into a rhythm. Maybe he came out, and as you mentioned, they had a long break and got off to a bad start in Manhattan, got off to a bad start here. And Karch does not look into this as yet.
Steffes won 18 tournaments last year at $330,000. He may win more this year. AJ.
Taking one up. Side out.
Johnson so far this year has won $52,000, but we expect his earnings to go way up in the next few tournaments.
Well, he only has the one win this year, and that was Brooke Vandeweghe in San Antonio. And Adam Johnson, I think, would consider the season pretty much a bust if he doesn't win 2 or 3 down the end of this year.
Good. Over him.
A little shaky on the set. Perhaps not spinning enough to be called. Johnson and Ayakatubby. Is it a sign of weakness when you question calls, question sets, beg for calls?
No. Adam Johnson just putting pressure on the opposition. And there you see how much money Karch Karai has made. Of course, he made $1 million per season playing in Italy last couple of years.
And he told me the other night that the Italian League is really in trouble.
Yes.
The parent company over there, Ferruzzi, has lost $11 billion.
It's a nice round figure.
No!
Down the line, Ayakatubby, did he get a touch? Out of bounds. Going to be out of bounds, a point for the Kings of the Beach. I don't think he got him on that ball.
No, I don't think so either. A lot of the ball goes into the tape. I don't think Kent Steffes touched this.
Guys that saw it, they said no touch. I can't see what's going on.
Steffes piking straight over the net, and I don't think there's any touch on this at all. From behind, no, this ball's out of bounds. I don't think that touches Kent Steffes.
Yellow card issued to Johnson and Ayakatubby by Jim Leonard. So some early controversy here in the final.
3-7-6, series Karai.
Karch will serve. Karai 32. Whacks it. Karch digs Johnson.
Line.
And then puts it away.
Karai working off
Very
the
nice
block,
play.
picking up
So
the
at that
point.
point, it is now 6-4. We'll take the side change. We're coming back. Karch and Kent, here they come. God, a massive crowd on hand. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you are, especially on Nesson, the home beach cable network for the Boston, Cape Cod, Massachusetts area. What a great job they do up here, televising professional beach volleyball and a chance to see the best in their home area. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, Karai and Steffes, Johnson and Ayakatubby. It's 6-4. Johnson and Ayakatubby lead. Are you surprised that Karch and Kent are serving Johnson? He's going to have some pressure on him the side out.
I'm surprised that they're getting the ball to him this much early. I would try Scott Ayakatubby, put the pressure on Adam Johnson to set the ball in some windy conditions. There you see the flags over Scott Akatubby's head, but they're now on the good side. Adam Johnson, a flawless passer, and Ayakatubby the better setter.
Working on Steffes. And a big point coming right here. 6-4, 7-4.
And there's a souvenir, courtesy of Scott Ayakatubby.
Kent Steffes ran under this ball a little bit, created the easy point-scoring opportunity, and then Ayakatubby going right at Kent Steffes, and he might need a little bigger Band-Aid after this match.
Good serve. Shank. Ace.
For Ayakatubby.
We talked about the serving and how much a weapon it is, and Steffes just moved to that ball too slow. I don't know what he's waiting for. That's clearly his ball. He's just got to cut that off and get to it.
20-second timeout. Ack and AJ have led all the way, and doing it with serving pressure. 4 aces to none.
Well, I said they needed 5 aces to win the match, so to make me accurate anyway, they need 1 more, and they've gotten an awful lot early.
Just to clarify, Karai and Steffes only have to win 1 game to 15. For Ayakatubby and AJ, they have to win this game to 15 and then a double final to 7. And right now, Ack and AJ, they're waiting for a gentleman to sit down right behind Ack. And he's oblivious, and he goes. Another! Karch can't get there. So Steffes in the shank tank. 9-4.
Nothing oblivious about Scott Ayakatubby. Cannot touch him. Focused on the jump serve. Karch knows his team's in trouble, giving it everything to go after this ball. Steffes got to move over to the sideline a little bit. The way Ayakatubby's running at the ball, he's not going to hit it down the line.
Trouble again. Karch on his horse. Another ace. Sunderland has become a prophet. Ack and AJ lead by 6.
Has the jump serve changed the game, or what?
As legendary Ron Von Hagen would say, that's not volleyball. Ayakatubby into the net.
Well, it's hard for me to disagree with a legend like Ron, but it is. The athletes have gotten bigger and stronger, and the game is sped up an awful lot more. Just able to do more things because of the training and just the natural evolution of the game.
Here comes Steffes back the other way. Ack softly, and Johnson puts it away. This crowd is frenzied. One of the loudest we've had all year.
Well, there have been so many great matches earlier in this tournament, so close on time, and Smith over Stoklos in their first rematch since they split up on time and sudden death, and the Brazilians losing to Frohoff and Whitmar's close match.
Johnson serving, his team leading 10-4. 6 minutes and 20 seconds. This all happened very quickly. But keep in mind, at Manhattan Beach, Karch and Kent were down 10-3 to Johnson and Vandeweghe, and then scored 12 straight points. So Karch and Kent, they have mastered the comeback this year.
Well, the difference being, however, it's not Brooke Vandeweghe going back to serve who has a medium jump serve. It's Scott Ayakatubby, who's got one of the very best on the beach.
Yeah, but Karch and Kent are real tentative right now.
Yeah, they're
real tentative.
They're not attacking the ball aggressively. They're not moving. Very little communication, and they have come out very, very flat for this final. We saw it happen to Mike Whitmarsh and Mike Dodd in Chicago after they won the winner's bracket.
Scott Ayakatubby's best year on the beach, 1991. He won $108,000. Getting back to that form as he whacks it out of bounds. How many aces for Ack? Whoa. 5 service aces for Ayakatubby. We should tell you that Killer Loop Sunglasses by Bausch & Lomb will present the Killer Loop Kill Award today for the player with the most kills in the final.
Ack may have more aces than anybody has kills if he keeps it up.
Bausch & Lomb will present $500 to the most lethal player.
Right now, Kirai only with 2, Steffes with 4. The kills are low because serving has been such a dominant factor from Adam Johnson and Scott Ayakatubby.
That's a pretty good serve. Steffes after it. Net! And he snaps it. He touched the net. Steffes takes the net, another point.
Counted for AJ. And
Wow. What a turn of events. AJ and Ack led 6-4, but 4 Ack aces, and they hit out of bounds by Steffes. It's a rout at the moment, 11-4, Ack and AJ. In Cape Cod, Massachusetts, the Miller Lite Cape Cod Open. Scott Ayakatubby, Karch Kiraly, Kent Steffes, Adam Johnson, the particulars. Oh, it drops. Kiraly and Steffes score again.
Now Adam Johnson is really thinking about Manhattan, and Kiraly and Steffes are starting to come on a little bit, and defense turns you on. And I talked about the wind conditions. Karch, lots of topspin, hits the ball into the stiff breeze, and it just dies in front of Johnson and Ayakatubby.
Nice shot down the line. Ack and AJ led early, 6-2. Karch and Kent got a couple of points to make it 6-4, but then Ack and AJ reel off 6 straight points. 4 of them were Ayakatubby jumpers to take a 12-4 lead. Karch and Kent coming on now have scored 3 in a row, and that's where we stand at this point in the match. 12-7.
12-8, and Kiraly and Steffes are back in. 13-7, going to the good side. I think Ayakatubby and Johnson have got it. Kiraly and Steffes must have this last point on the good side.
Steffes, if you're wondering, is a great server. Has he got an ace in him to get an 8-12 change?
Yes,
He does.
the ace by Kent Steffes, and they'll switch sides.
So 4 in a row for the Kings of the Beach. And just like they did at Manhattan 2 weeks ago, here they come. Our championship final will continue from Cape Cod. In Cape Cod, Massachusetts, as we begin the first stop on the Eastern Tour. The Kill Award will be presented today. The player with the most kills in the final wins $500 courtesy of Bausch & Lomb. And right now, Kent Steffes in command.
With 9, Scott Ayakatubby with 7, Adam Johnson also with 7, Karch Kiraly only with 3, but he has not been served much since the early going.
The Kings of the Beach were trailing 12-4. They have scored 4 in a row. It is now 12-8. Karch blocks Ayakatubby.
Kiraly was on the line. Count it.
Boy, getting off to such a horrible start,
9.
and then
Serving
just
12.
turning it on. It starts with defense. Karch Kiraly served an ace to get some momentum, and now they're right back in this match.
Karate! Johnson can't get there.
Kent Steffes.
Turnaround is fair play. AJ had a dig winner early, and now Steffes has one. A point off Ayakatubby, and back-to-back, a point then off Adam Johnson. Serving Adam Johnson to the sideline, forcing him to hit the ball cross court. Crawling, scrambling, getting Sandy, cannot get there, and we're going to get a stoppage here from Scott Ayakatubby and Adam Johnson. They had a huge lead.
So Johnson and Ayakatubby have given up 6 straight points, and his wife a little concerned now. A big lead of 12-4. Jennifer Johnson concerned about AJ, and you have to wonder what Brooke Vandeweghe is thinking right now. We gave up 12 in a row at Manhattan. Most people blamed it on me. Johnson dumped me, made it seem like it was my fault, and now it's happening to him without me.
Well, Brooke worked hard to get his game to the level where he got a partner like Adam Johnson. I'm sure very upset in losing him as a partner. But Brooke played about as well as he could during that streak with Adam Johnson, and he proved that he's a top player now, coming right out and having a good tournament with Tim Hovland.
Vandeweghe and Hovland third this week as Johnson sets the serve 12-10.
AJ doing a little housekeeping and like in Manhattan, he's thinking ace right here. There was a chance at Manhattan where he missed a crucial serve. And same scenario. Excuse me, Chris. Same situation.
Ack and AJ led at one point 12-4. It is tightened up. 4 minutes and 22 seconds to go in this one. A final. If Ack and AJ win it, we go to a double final. Ack and AJ just hanging on here now. They are really hanging on. Six in a row, looking for 7. Good shot. Ack called line. Johnson hit angle.
Ayakatubby called line. Kirai was on his horse running to the line, and I think Adam Johnson, seeing that, sensing that, sliced the ball cross court. The wind really picking up here.
Ayakatubby has 5 aces, but they all came early in that big run. Needs to whack one up here. Good set. Back on one bounce. No good.
We'll call it then.
I didn't see it down. He did. If I don't see it, I'm not going to call if I'm not sure. I got 3 other guys here.
Did that hit the sand?
They said it did.
Karch and Kent saying that ball hit the sand, and I agree. It was a one-bounce shillelagh from the left side.
It was
Wind
a short hop.
has been a factor in this one.
And it's changed directions decidedly since earlier in this tournament, and that's a tough adjustment for the players to make. You get to have that sixth sense when you play a lot of beach volleyball, the wind direction, the velocity. You've got to be very, very fine-tuned.
Ack and Johnson lead this one 12-10. No block. Johnson rips it.
Adam Johnson.
Kirai and Steffes obviously feel like they have a better chance of scoring against AJ when he is on the good side.
So now
That set, excuse me, Chris, that set maybe into the wind, blowing back over Adam Johnson's head.
Johnson to serve. His team with a 2-point lead. Ace! That breaks the streak.
That may do it. That may just be the serve that Adam Johnson has needed for 2 weeks, and I think his wife Jennifer senses exactly the same. Into the husband and wife territory. Kirai calls this one early, but Steffes doesn't move decisively in front of the ball.
The way the wind is blowing, Johnson and Ack, as a 20-second timeout is taken, Johnson and Ack may need to get the final 2 on the good side, because when they go back over, they won't have any breaks, and the wind will be with them. We're coming back. Ack and Johnson 2 points away. Sunderland, Ayakatubby, and Johnson trying to close out the Kings of the Beach here in our final. And off the net, Kent Steffes gets the kill. Ayakatubby and AJ led big early by 8, 12-4. Karch and Kent making a run just moments ago to pull to within 2, 12-10. Ack and AJ got another point, 13-10 now. Ack and AJ on the good side, Karch and Kent on the bad side.
I got it!
Right to Karch. Look out.
That is a huge play. It gets Kirai and Steffes the 13-11. They are sure now to go over to the good side and at least have a chance to play a little with the wind. Ayakatubby against no block. Kirai guesses middle and then finishes off the play. That was a big opportunity.
They fake blocked Ayakatubby, and it works. Right to Karch again. He can go to 13-12, and he puts it away.
Puts it down, no change side. It's a 1-point match.
So suddenly, the Kings of the Beach have roared all the way back. The side change, 13-12. Ack and Johnson hanging on. They led 12-4. Kirai and Steffes have come back and scored 8 out of the last 9 points. The pressure is on Ayakatubby and Johnson. Johnson and Vandeweghe, of course, led 10-3 at Manhattan, lost 15-12. So the pressure is squarely on. And now they're on the bad side. Here's Karch sets to serve.
Johnson and Ayakatubby on the bad side. 2 huge points by Steffes and Kirai before the side change.
Nice shot by AJ.
Ayakatubby got points early off of Karch Kirai, and then a lot of mistakes by Steffes. They went to him. Remember, in this situation, though, Adam Johnson blocked Kirai early for a couple of important scores.
Scott Ayakatubby has played well.
Good. Over it.
Kirai sets Steffes, who goes way high over the block. Steffes siding out very well now. You can see the Kings have their confidence.
Well, we're going to have to start spelling comeback with a K for Kirai and Kent anyway.
Steffes with the serve, trailing by 1. This could tie it up for the first time. Steffes goes and scores.
We are tied,
What do you say? They stink in the beginning of Manhattan. Give a lot of credit to Adam Johnson there for the jump serving. Adam Johnson and Scott Ayakatubby ripping those same jump serves to get this match started. But what an adjustment. Steffes and Kirai just hanging in.
There are a lot of people that said it could not happen to Adam Johnson and Scott Ayakatubby. What happened to Adam Johnson and Brooke Vandeweghe? Because of Ayakatubby, he would be so steady. He would jump serve. That could never happen again, and yet it's happening here today.
Well, I think Scott Ayakatubby started to feel the pressure when they were on the good side. There were a couple of opportunities with no block that he did not come through on. Kirai dug a couple of balls, was able to score, and them getting to the 13-12 side change, that is Kirai and Steffes, was clearly the key in the latter stages of this match.
However, let's give some credit to the Kings of the Beach. They have played beautifully in the comeback. Ayakatubby, Steffes with a dig to take the lead for the first time. Not yet. Ayakatubby looking for a point to save. No! Karch and Kent are ahead.
AJ and Ayakatubby are in the pressure cooker. Easy chance for Ayakatubby to dig this ball cross court. Set way off the net. Adam Johnson comes in and just gaps. Shanks the set. Easy opportunity for Kirai, and he capitalizes. Look at this. You cannot overset the ball in that situation.
Kirai and Steffes have been magnificent, coming back and scoring 10 out of their last 11 points. And after this timeout, they will have championship point. What a crummy beginning, a fabulous ending for the Kings of the Beach, if they could pull it off.
Well, it's like a good novel, I guess. As long as it ends well, it just doesn't matter how you get there.
Johnson and Ayakatubby have played very, very well this entire tournament. They were in control most of this game. They led big by 8, 12-4, but then Karch and Kent have roared back. Kirai getting a little mad. Pink hat on fire.
Well, look at the way, if you look at Ayakatubby and Adam Johnson's scorecard, ace, ace, error, error, error. You know, they were either scoring or Ayakatubby and Steffes were making mistakes. But it really hasn't been since an Adam Johnson dig to get the 12th point that they have dug a ball, stuffed a ball. Something very, very positive has happened.
That's not a change.
I got a memo at home.
Karch and Kent saying, let's get him out here. Steffes on the AVP board saying, I got a memo at home. You can't take successive timeouts.
Well, the last I knew, that was the case.
All right, here we go.
The rule had been changed.
Johnson and Ayakatubby relaxing.
They called it full. They said it was a full.
They said full timeout, so they're not coming out. Steffes took a practice jumper.
You know, whatever the rule says or whatever Steffes' memo says, unless he's got a very fast fax machine to get it out to the tournament site, Adam Johnson and Scott Ayakatubby are going to get their back-to-back timeouts.
Here we go. A chance for the championship. Johnson and Ayakatubby trying to hang on, the new team.
Okay, Kent Steffes has moved way into the court here on his jump serve. You might watch him go down the sideline to Adam Johnson.
Steffes looking for the ace to wrap it up. 14-13. Ayakatubby got it.
What a clutch swing by Scott Ayakatubby, and that ball was set a ways off the net. Adam Johnson was not going to overset that ball at match point.
Johnson to serve. Oh, how they need a point. Trailing 13-14.
Good. There it is.
Steffes kabooms another one.
I'll tell you, Kirai has made a really good adjustment, having to set the ball into that stiff breeze. He was not setting Kent Steffes well early, mishandled a couple of balls. Now he's going almost exclusively with the bump set, and his accuracy is very, very good.
Second championship point for Kirai and Steffes. Johnson got it through. Remember, you must win by 2 in a game to 15 unless the clock runs out. There's still just under 3 minutes, so plenty of time.
Serve Adam Johnson to the sidelines, make the out-of-bounds marker take away the line, force him cross court, but Kirai and Steffes couldn't make the play.
Hack. They'll try Karch. Kent on 2, and he puts it away. Boy, Kent looks energized. He loves these comebacks, doesn't he?
It's like he's two different players. He has really come on here, and that's a confident, in-the-flow kind of play.
Third chance to wrap up the Miller Lite. Cape Cod open for Kent Steffes.
Huge physical swing to stave off another match point. There is so much pressure on every contact, particularly for Ayakatubby and Johnson. Look at that. That's heat.
Adam Johnson to put the next ball in play. Flag, please.
AJ trailing 13-14. Good serve. Karch dug to tie it up. Johnson! Yes!
Adam Johnson waiting for the call. Jennifer Johnson waiting for a championship. It has been since San Antonio earlier this year. Middle set cutting it back.
2 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Tied at 14. One team's got to get to 16 at least or have the clock run out. Steffes. And Steffes shish kebabs one into the crowd.
Kirai and Steffes want to end it here because they're on the good side. They don't want to have to go back over to the bad side to try to finish out this championship.
Win by 2. Karch and Kent have already had 3 championship points. Nice shot. Oh, it's out! Out!
The wind carried that ball out of bounds. It wanted to drop, but with the wind, the ball just carried an inch or two long.
4th championship point coming up. Out by a foot, a rabbit's foot.
Kirai knows right now, a centipede's foot, rabbit foot.
And a timeout taken by Johnson and Ayakatubby. What a weekend it has been on the Cape. Kirai and Steffes by a point. Right now trying to wrap up the championship. A fabulous final. One more look at a great reaction.
Oh, watch Karch Kirai. He knows he has no chance whatsoever. There's the big out call and definitive. And Karch goes, yeah, like I said, somewhere between a centipede and a rabbit.
4th time, Karch trying to serve up the winner here. If Johnson and Ack can hang on and score a point, we'll switch sides again. Johnson got it.
So much pressure. Adam Johnson, listening to the call from Scott Ayakatubby, would prefer to go angle in this sort of situation, but chops it line.
2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. 15-14, Kirai and Steffes lead by a point. Ooh. Off the hands and out of the reach of Ayakatubby.
Kirai and Steffes really pushing one another to serve tough and end it here. On the good side, they have a huge advantage right now with the wind conditions serving to Ayakatubby and Johnson.
5th chance for the Miller Lite Championship. Steffes. Stumbles from Karch. Oh, they call a lift. Jim Leonard made the call to lift. Wow.
The ball has to rebound cleanly off Kirai's arm. There's the shot.
He might have been right.
Well, unless it went into the palm of his hand. Did Karch have his hand closed? If he has his hand closed, it's an okay play.
Looked like he had the skillet firmly extended. He might have cuffed it up, so a big play there. Johnson and Ayakatubby trying to tie it up. They trail by 1, 15-14. Ooh. Another marginal set by Steffes. He's twanging him up there. Hasn't been called yet.
You sound like Bud Collins. Ooh. Ah. Every time Kirai and Steffes are setting the ball, it does come out with some rotation, and it looks bad because Scott Ayakatubby comes out with a knuckleball every time.
6th time for Karch and Kent. Trying to put it away. They lead 15-14. Johnson Johnson threads the needle.
Clutch performance by all of these players. Karayan Steffes with a huge comeback when it looked like they were dead and buried. Ayakatubby has answered the call, and now Adam Johnson.
Who do you serve your Ak right now, Karch or Kent?
I serve Kent.
Okay.
They've gone to Karch 3 times in a row. It's a tougher set.
And Ak too high.
And he was going to Karch, trying to cuff him cross court. Tough ball for Kent Steffes to pass, and a tougher one for Karch Kiraly to set into that headwind. And remember, they're on the good side, so you can tell what kind of challenge it is for their opposition.
15 serving 14. The 7th championship point coming up for Kent and Karch. Yeah, Kent and Karch, I think they should be serving Ayakatubby because he's setting perfectly.
I agree with you. I agree completely. Adam Johnson's remembering the overset that really cost his team. And the best serve right now, I think, is to Scott Ayakatubby, but they must feel they have something with Adam Johnson.
Jennifer Johnson, AJ's wife, agonizing on every play. Good serve, Karch into the net. So it is so tough to hit your jump serve well on the good side when you're trailing by 1.
Not a bad time, actually, to stay down and throw in the floater. Both Adam Johnson and Scott Ayakatubby's got an excellent float serve.
8? Well, let's specify. 7 times Karch and Kent have gone back. This is time number 8, and that's it. Maybe the best final of the summer. 16-14. Karayan Steffes pull it out.
I don't know how they continue to do it because they didn't show up for the first 2/3 of this final.
A tremendous tournament for Ayakatubby and Johnson, but they have to be thinking, where did it get away? 7 times Ak and Johnson able to withstand match point, but then the husband and wife served down the pipe. Ak was a little bit late. And a 16-14 winner off the bat of Karch Kiraly. Karayan Steffes come back again to the agony of Johnson and Ak.
As they accept the top 2 prizes.